Hello, my name is Exabu, and today, as you can see, I'm gonna play some actually not Immortal, Children of the Nile. There are a bunch of versions of this game, and I don't know which of them is which. I haven't really. If you don't know, just a little backstory. As I'm starting with the game, just before we get to the mission, because I'm gonna have only because this game is really slow. And ooh, yeah, better. This game is really slow. We're gonna have enough time. I'm hoping I actually will not get tired of one mission. So there's a bit of that. So that's the first complaint. But even though I love this game, in any case, a bit of backstory if you don't know. When it comes to, if you don't know, Children of the Nile is actually one of the games of the city building series of games. Which is very brilliantly and originally named, but the most famous game from that series is Pharaoh, but also all of the Caesar games from 1 to 4, and also Zeus and Emperor of the Middle Kingdom. So all of them are city building games, right? Where you build cities. And so the thing is, Children of the Nile, some of them I actually played back when they were new. And so, Children of the Nile is the last of them, the original game came out around, I think 2006 or 2005. But I wasn't aware of it back then, and actually I found out about it, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I've only played it for the first time, about a month ago. Because it's so different from everything else in the series. So different. I'll talk about it as we play. Because it's so different from everything else, I found it it's difficult to get into it, to be honest. Just give me a second. This is slightly weird. Oh yeah, this is better. Right, so this is very different from everything else in the city building series. It's great for that. It's not a copy of everything else. It's not like Pharaoh, which is essentially this it's essentially Caesar 3 plus, if you wish, because it introduced a bunch of new things, but effectively was still Caesar 3, and all of the other 2D games in that series are also kind of go into that category. But Children of the Nile is absolutely a very different game. It's a very it's a big change and big improvement in many ways compared to what you would see in the rest of the series. So let's look at the missions. The campaign, unlike, say, Pharaoh, the campaign is rather short in this game. But as far as I understand, the idea here is that you, instead of having this long linear campaign, it's 5 missions, but every time you choose whatever you want to play. So you're kind of encouraged to explore different periods. Even though I found Children of the Nile to be slightly less faithful to actually the actual periodization of ancient Egypt. Yeah, because in Pharaoh you had a Old Kingdom, First Intermediate period, Middle Kingdom, and Second Intermediate, New Kingdom, and then Third Intermediate, and then all the Ptolemaic dynasty and everything. And Persian conquest, even though it's probably not depicted. I don't think it's depicted in the in Pharaoh. But anyways, there's that continuity, and in Children of the Nile are kind of missing that. So you're always building this kind of vaguely. It's hard to tell, the height of maybe Middle Kingdom, because you still have pyramids, but it's very prosperous and everything. So let's choose a mission. So so the structure is different. So every time you choose out 1 out of 3 missions, and as far as I know, I haven't finished the campaign yet. So my understanding is that there are 5 missions, a playthrough, a campaign playthrough of 5 missions, which you choose every time. And so we've got 3 missions. We've got Ijawi. Now is the time for grand dreams and bold deeds. Improve your kingdom with a great project. So I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of a pyramid thing. So use the resources of this area to build an impressive city necropolis and a temple to Amun at Karnak. So Waset is Thebes. So it's the original Egyptian name of the city. And so we've got Abu. Nubia is like probably a military scenario. Nubia is rich in gold and ripe for invasion. Send your army southward and claim those lands for your own. You know what? As your own. You know what? I'll go for Abu because at least this one, because like the previous two, I actually played two scenarios, completely played through two of the scenarios in this game, and I found that none of them was military oriented. And this game generally I found to be not very army focused, and I feel like military is not great. It's never been great in the series, but let's go for this scenario.
The lands of Nubia are rich in many things, especially the coveted golden skin of Ra.
Golden skin of
As
Ra.
Pharaoh of the
What?
Nile, why do you not hold the
Golden foreskin.
Nubian gold is yours by right. It will be a difficult campaign, but the strength of your armies is unquestioned. Drive back the forces of the Nubians, destroy their fortresses, and subdue their capital. Your lands abound in granite. Use it to record your achievements, to preserve the legend of your greatness for generations to come. Let those who see your monuments know of your glory and fear your power.
Alright, so we need to wage a campaign against Nubia. This voice, I am not a huge fan of. She sounds like a stereotypical, mildly evil gypsy woman. Probably like very outdated stereotype anyway. So wage a campaign against Nubia and defeat their capital. And we've got a bunch of tips. You can get helpful resources by attacking Nubian encampments in the desert. So this is a very military oriented. I haven't played anything military oriented in this game yet, so I'm kind of interested what it is gonna look like. And as we probably will start building our city, I wonder if there's gonna be anything already built, and we have something actually built. So let's discuss the differences between Pharaoh and Children of the Nile. And the thing is that okay, so we've got this little town, this tiny little kind of village, with some nobles, an apothecary. So we've got a priest living here. We've got schools. So actually, we've got a bunch of stuff. So I found that, and by the way, what are the actual objective? We just need to kill Nubians, I'm guessing. So let's start with the economy. Effectively, what I like about Children of the Nile, what I really enjoy about it, is the fact that unlike it's very natural in the way it exists. It really feels like a city or town when you're building a city in Children of the Nile. In Pharaoh, it's very factory-like, if you wish. So, by the way, it's the flood. All right. It's very factory-like, if you wish. Okay, maximum farms 8. So yeah, I can build another one. And so it's very goods oriented. So you're trying to, okay, I'm getting goods from there, and I'm putting them into a storage yard, and then I'm distributing those goods elsewhere, or to processing factories, and maybe selling them. Then I'm putting them into a storage yard and then selling them. You've got all this kind of flow of resources, and really. And it's the same is true about Caesar 3, is the same is true about Emperor Zeus, because they're effectively the same system. And in all of them, it's very factory-like. So you pretty much juggling your resources. It's like the people who live in the city are kind of a resource as well. You could like replace these people with, I don't know, energy, and houses with power plants, and it probably would work as well, right? So like power plants that needs very specific maintenance and everything. you get, especially if you get experience with it, if you get, if you know how to plan your neighborhoods well. What insufficient? Where are the farms then? So there are farms somewhere, but I hate it when there is stuff already built. Yes, where are they? Where are they? Oh, we've got a bunch of farms here. Okay. All right, so it's fine. It's fine. And so, back to my thoughts. So it's very factory-like, and so it's very much okay. So how do I move the resources everywhere? How to convert that into this? And so you don't, especially if you get experienced with it and you know how to play it well and right. It becomes very mechanical. It becomes it feels like, yes, you're building a factory. It's like Factorio or whatever, all of those games, all of those sandboxy games that like effectively let you build factories, like stuff to produce stuff. And that's Pharaoh, and I think that's to a degree, and I think that's something that the developers of the game felt when they were creating Children of the Nile, because it's largely the same people. And I've actually read an interview by the lead designer. I forget his name. By the lead designer of Pharaoh, who said actually that like they had other plans. They wanted to change the system of Pharaoh, well, for Pharaoh, but they didn't have time. They just had 1 year to develop Pharaoh, and they had no choice but effectively to base their system on Caesar 3, right? So that's the reason Pharaoh is the way it is. So it's effectively Caesar 3 plus. But in Pharaoh, in Children of the Nile, you could clearly see that they went with their kind of more maybe original, but they let their fantasy kind of play into the design, and actually took their time. As far as I know, this game took a decent amount of time to actually be created, and it's actually it's much more organic and more reflective of the actual society of Egypt, or like ancient societies, than Pharaoh is. Because Pharaoh really, it doesn't. Pharaoh to a degree actually like is more modern than anything, right? So is this kind of Le Corbusier city building strategy, where you have essentially like, even the residential neighborhood is like a factory that has strict functionality, and yes, to just do stuff. And this is why you have like these, if you look at many cities like built in the 60s, for example, most typically in Eastern Europe, but not only in Europe generally, like in Sweden they had that million-meter project and everything. You have these very distinct residential neighborhoods, for example, and very, very clear delineation between different zoning types, right? So here's industry, here's commerce, here's like effectively SimCity, right? So here's residential and nothing else. Hey, Evil Toaster. Nice to have you here. All right, so back to my thoughts. Yeah, the game plays itself. I'll start expanding. I'll finish my thought, and we'll actually do a little tour of what Children of the Nile is. But effectively, you have this. Yeah, thanks, and I hope you have some fun too, Evil Toast. All right, so yeah, so it's effectively SimCity. Even though like modern thought is like mixing and have like this essentially different uses for the same premises. So you have shops, you have residential, all in the same place, because so that actually the city is alive and not create crime in places where, okay, you've got this like suburb or whatever residential area, okay, there's nobody during the day because everybody's at work, that kind of stuff. But it's also like improving the quality of life. But in Children of the Nile, the economy is very different. So first of all, you don't have walkers. in the traditional pharaoh sense. So you have people who walk about and like do their stuff. They have their needs and they try to cater to those needs. They are independent. You don't have to worry about what they do specifically. Your task is to create, provide amenities, to build up amenities. But otherwise, yeah, they do their stuff. So I've built farmers. And right now, the number of farms, and farmers are the basis of this entire economy, which is very appropriate for Egypt, which is like famed for its agricultural powers, because it's really the breadbasket of the ancient world, right? So they produced lots and lots of food, and importantly for everybody else, for everybody around Egypt, they produced, well, a huge surplus of food. So Egypt was rich. Because of agriculture, and the number of farms depends on how many nobles you have, and you can actually build more. But also, and so the thing is that farmers go about and they farm, right? So the farmers they pay you taxes, or they pay if they are under a noble, so they pay the noble some sort of a tax, right? So and the noble then pays you tax. It's all in food. Right, so, and the farmers retain some of that food. Some of the food they mine, some of the food they produce, they retain it. And so, the idea is, so if they want to go and buy, because they have needs, they have a bunch of needs. So they want food, they want wares, they need other stuff as well. So funerary stuff, they need healthcare, etc. So they go about, if they want something, they go somewhere, like they want to buy wares, they go to the shop that sells certain wares, right? So, okay, let's look at this. We've got a basket shop, right? So they buy those baskets for food, right? And this basket shop is actually not producing food on its own. The basket shop actually relies on the farmers to bring them food in exchange for the baskets. And this shop, for example, does mats or rugs or whatever, and pottery, and well, essentially there are 4 types of basic of. Oh, actually we don't have all of them, right? So these guys are pretty much just artisans and not food producers. But then you've got also all sorts of other stuff, yeah. So you've got servants, people, and as you can see. Every household, these people are not just like for decoration largely, right? So these are actual people who do their stuff. So, for example, mat makers, the man of the house, he goes about and well finds the resources for mats. He's going home right now. So yes, there are resources all over the map. So I'm guessing, for example, there are reeds. And the reeds are necessary for basket makers, mat makers, etc., etc. So you've got the wife of the house who produces the mats. Yeah, and we've got the child, so screw him. Sometimes children do go. Usually they look for resources. So you actually have the actual people. And where was I going with that? So yes. And it's the same with everyone. It's the same with the nobles. It's the same with you, because even though there's no palace here, which will change very soon, yeah, so they will need to go to shops. They will need to go do their stuff. Okay, nobles probably won't have to do a lot, even though this kid is is learning at the school. And so, for example, servants are necessary for the nobles to make the life easier for the nobles, so they can focus maybe on, first of all, they could be happier. They could get like other services instead of like go to temples, instead of like shopping and stuff. So servants can do that for them. So I have no servants, but servants also, yeah, and the servants get paid by the nobles, and they get food that way. And so you've got common luxury shops. Servants also help luxury shops, and obviously luxury shops only produce stuff for like the elites, for the royalty and for the nobles. You've got the entertainers, who also are servants for nobles, and effectively you've got this kind of economy going. And so the interesting thing here is that, first of all, you've got these private homes. Obviously, it's like centered around homes. like people you have. And these private homes, they essentially do not rely on you. They, on what you do, what you decide, what you build, they kind of try to exist on their own, right? So you've got all these shopkeepers and farmers and servants. They'll try to survive, entertainers as well. But then you've got these government homes, right? So these are people who rely on you to pay them a salary. So they are essentially kind of government agencies or state companies, effectively, right? So these guys will actually go to the baker. Baker is effectively this kind of canteen, effectively, right? So who I've got one bakery, right? So he essentially turns the food you get as tax, and turns it into bread. The bread, so your government employees can get bread and, well, survive on it, so they don't have any other income. So, and obviously the government employees involve everything like soldiers, like laborers to build monuments, and all of the educated elites, like commanders whom you need for armies, which I'll definitely build today. Overseas, like to construct something big, to operate quarries, and scribes, like all sorts of stuff. Priests, obviously, for temples, but also schools and hospitals, and my palace, which I'll build right now, because I can and because I probably should. Let's find a good place for it. Yeah. Yeah, I think this will be good enough. Right, and let's set up a road. Roads here are irrelevant, completely irrelevant, so I quite often prefer just building these organic blocks and not trying to like play it as if it were Pharaoh or whatever. Well, roads really matter. Here I just try to like do stuff. It's basically what I tried to do here. So these guys will have to wait. But like these farms, like really far from the road, it's fine. It's fine. They work all right. And this is like, speaking of, okay, so these guys needs more common wares. They need more luxury wares. Okay, let's look at this. So they've got a bunch of luxury wares actually, but not a lot of. So they've got just got the mats. Yeah, there is a mat shop. There is a perfume shop, baskets, sandal, linen. I don't have any pottery, so let's build a pottery shop. Let's get us a common shopkeeper. And many of the things in this game are really free. They realize that they're irrelevant for the become a pottery maker. And so the number of people actually is kind of limited as far as I know, or homes as far as I know, because you've got these villages, so people do not appear out of nowhere in this game. So you've got these kind of uncivilized, presumably, villagers who join your city if you have enough houses. But it's always this progression from villager to farmer to probably something else. So whenever you build, so like even like the artisans in the common shops, they are a step above a farmer, right? So, and if you build a shop, it means that there is one farmer less for some time. And it might be an element of the strategy, because, for example, right now, I don't need any farmers. It's like the flood season, so yeah, well, I can wait for it and actually get someone to start producing the pottery. And that's like, look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, the city works on its own, and it's so natural. It's so organic. What you get here. Okay, I think. Okay, it's a bit too loud. It's so natural. It's so organic, and it looks like a real city, right? So you have a real economy that kind of represents what ancient Egyptian economy would have been like. right? And it's a much more faithful representation, and it's beautiful. It's fun to see this city grow and turn into something alive. Obviously, this is also programmed. Obviously, it's these entities and everything. They do very specific stuff when they need to do specific stuff, but it still feels so right. It feels very right. It feels like you're building a city that is kind of like a city. And not... Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got a bunch of new farmers. So, I think... because I built a palace. So, all of the kind of nobility buildings, like you've got, like, the palace, like the townhouses, i.e. the noble houses, they all get their... allow you to expand your farm estates, right? So, and you can actually also order them to grow different types of foods, but it's not that big of a deal. It can get important, but probably not at this point. And yeah, so all right. So let's look at the map. And speaking of stuff, also. There is also an important element to the monument buildings. So right now, like essentially, I haven't seen in this game, I haven't seen any like a single time that there would be an objective to build specific monuments, right? So the thing is, it's slightly different here. And if you need to, like, if it's a mission where you're supposed to build monuments, and case in point, right now, First of all, monuments bring you prestige, and quite often there are missions that require you to build up prestige, and it's one of the things that allows you to get prestige. Second, if you die, because you're a very specific person, you're this guy rising about in that silly cart, or like, what do you call it, like tray, or, yeah, like this two-man trough in which you sit, and yeah, that's you. You now need a hexaton, right? That's you, or me, whatever. This person who has clearly nothing to do in his life, and camera screw up. That's you, and you will die. And that message was specifically about you reaching the ripe age of 20, and well, you're not long for this world. And well, yes, this is the ancient world, so you might die. And the thing is that if you die without a tomb, you're gonna lose prestige. You're gonna get a nasty event that will drop your prestige. I don't care, because I'm not required to build prestige, but I probably might need it. So I see that I already have some infrastructure, like brick infrastructure built for me. So there's the bricklayer, we've got the brickworks, both government. Oh, yes, that's correct, Evil Toaster. Litter, that's the correct word. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I totally agree. The level of detail is astounding. This game has problems, but it's still, you just build a city and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And like the system they've tried and largely succeeded in building is absolutely astounding. So let's build the monument. Yeah, let's make it a large mastaba. I don't think. Do I have any resources here? So we've got a bunch of coal, which is stuff for cosmetics. Essentially, it's Middle Eastern mascara. It's quartz for jewelry. Do we have any quarries in here? And more coal. And in more coal. And I don't think it's one of the things that I kind of dislike about this game is that there is no specific screen to oversee all of the resources that are available on the map. So I'm wondering if I'll have to. Okay, so we've got a granite quarry, and so it can be carved into obelisks and steles. Okay, that's one. And do we have anything else? I'm wondering if there is limestone, or like that fine limestone of Tura. I'm guessing not, so no pyramids, no pyramids. Just like the advantage of mastabas is that clay is everywhere. and you can build them a star without too much trouble. So I'm guessing, yeah, it's gonna be. It's not gonna be any pyramid for the first, at least for the first pharaoh. So let's build them a stable, right next to these houses, because they really want to live next to a big tomb, because it's so not scary and everything. All right, so let's look at my farms and everything. So it's all fine. You know what? I'll build a servant building so that the nobles have some more fun, and maybe okay, so they want some enhancements, because these estates, as you can see, estates are the only, and palaces are the only buildings that can be upgraded in this game. So this kind of this mechanic has been kind of devolved in here. So it's not the core mechanic compared to, say, Pharaoh, right? So here, if you fulfill certain things, certain needs of these nobles, they will grow. They will turn into medium estates and then large estates. So this tree is not even huge, and they will increase the capacity for my farms, which might be valuable. But let's first give them servants so that they function well. And yeah, let's look at the global map, which I think is a huge improvement compared to the previous games. So effectively, you can do stuff here, a lot more stuff here. So you've got all these things. There are towns, there are opportunities. You can actually send envoys, if I had any, to go explore, or set up trade with specific areas, or actually send troops to, well, kill someone. So there is Nubian scouting, and I'll need food, which also, by the way, one of my criticisms in my Pharaoh overview video is actually one of my criticisms of the military, is that you don't need anything to maintain it. Right, so you just send these guys, and you just build them, and they exist. They're just robots, and even robots need maintenance, right? And so, and here you need to spend food, and those soldiers that I will pretty soon build. I will have to actually feed them and everything. Feed them bread out of my coffers. Okay, these are my previous cities, which I already completed. Necken and Unet. I think Unet hasn't been found yet as a city, even though it existed. And Necken is also known as Hierakonpolis, which is one of the capitals of Egypt in the pre-dynastic or early dynastic periods, and pre-Thebes, and it was an important religious center later. Right, so we've got, like, okay, so Genubath would like to purchase jewelry from the local artisans here in Abu. So he wants to buy, okay. So you've got traders, it's not just cities, and importantly, you've got these products, right? So you've got, like, these furniture, copper, henna, coal cosmetics. There are different types, for example, of furniture, depending on the material from which they're made, and your nobles, because furniture is a luxury good, your nobles will appreciate having different types of furniture. They will consider them to be different types of luxuries, right? So it might be worth to have different stuff, even though generally all these maps have enough resources for you to survive and succeed, but having this trade will also increase the happiness of your nobles, and probably not only nobles. All right, so by the way, yeah, they need an envoy, and these guys need an envoy, and I don't have an advisor needs information about Nubian troops' movements throughout the region. Send scouts to ascertain their numbers and report to Abu. And I don't have any envoys, which is weird. But you know what? Let's go. Let's proceed. Let's start building some of the other government specialists. So I'd like to build a scribe, because that guy is rather useful. And in order to build these educated elite guys, actually no. Okay, no, you actually need. Right, I lost my train of thoughts. You can obviously build those houses, and all these houses need bricks and everything. So you really need to have a bricklaying industry in your city in order to get all of these industries to work properly. Right. So and in order for these buildings to be populated, you need graduates, i.e., people with school education who know to read and write and everything. So, and graduates generally come from educated middle classes. You can produce them at schools, and the priest teaches them, right? And so, yeah. So I'll build a scribe, and scribes actually assess taxes. So they go about and count the fields of the farmers and actually determine what the taxes are and who needs to pay what, so it can increase your taxes. Collect tariffs. Right now, it's not necessary. Collect workers' exchange, so their ability. This is more about trades. So right now, I'm not doing any. So, but let's have it for the sake of income. And I see that there are already. Yeah, actually, it feels like I need more bricks, even though the bricklayer is working hard and there's still a bit of a surplus. But I know that having a big brick industry. By the way, everything that is brown on the ground is clay. So this game, in many respects, the game is like trying to do away with the need to very specifically control. Oh, what's the hell is that? Just a second. Hello. Hello. Okay, that was really weird. I don't know. I feel like my voice processor is acting weird. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Yeah, voice morphing mode activated exactly. That was really weird. I don't know where that came. Actually, it's a slightly weirdness. Yeah, it's definitely voice. It's definitely voice. My voice processor probably should restart it. Anyway, so with bricks, right? So they simplified many things. You don't have to be very anal about the way. Okay, this is weird. Okay, hello. What the hell is this? Okay, give me a second. Alright, let's see if it gets any better. And maybe it does. I think, yeah, it sounds like it's slightly better. It's not the first time that something like this happens, but this is really, really awfully weird. Okay, I import these resources. I need to set up a storage yard so that the storage yard is in the right place, not far from the docks or near that industry, this and there. So it's not, that's the way it is in most of the city building games. Not so true about Children of the Nile. Alright, so the thing is that all I need to do, like in order for this to work, is just to set up the trade on the map. So if it happens, the trader will come, he will find the resources. For example, he wants to buy rugs, right? So mats, whatever. Alright, so he'll go to Matt's shop. And if you don't build anything, don't provide any amenities for the trader, right? He'll go there, he'll buy it, he'll leave, and he'll leave the goods he sells, well, somewhere. somewhere lying about, right? And you actually set up. So from there on, it works. It works. It's generally just not efficient, one. Also, it is not profitable. Let's put it this way. So you've got scribes who actually can collect tariffs and collect tariffs. So collect tariffs from the traders doing business here, right? Which is food for you, and that's one. And plus, it's very inefficient. So the traders need to go about and everywhere. So they're probably not going to be able to sell too much or buy too much. So you actually build a there are specialized buildings for that. So you've got the what was the merchant center was essentially like this bazaar where people come, the merchants come. So you've got this centralized thing, so the merchants don't have to like go to places. They just go to the merchant center where the scribe actually collects tariffs and well do their trading and not worry about like moving about the city, right? So the exchange is actually a way for actually where you can the raw materials are brought together in a way, right? So where pretty much the kind of commodity trading happens. So, okay, I need those resources to give them away and bring them in. And then something comes and like people like start hauling all these limestone blocks and everything. So you've got this. It's very indirect. It's very kind of, oh yeah, you don't have to like be very anal about, very specific about all the details. And I know the part of me hates it a bit, and I know there are people who are gonna hate it a lot. But at the same time, it's kind of beautiful in a way because you don't have to. Because you don't have to like worry about every single detail. It already works. The only thing you can do is to facilitate what's happening, make it easier for your people to do their stuff, and it's more profitable for you. It's more income for you, right? So it's kind of like that, and it's like this approach to design is very compelling. Okay, and how's my okay? So. When did I start the thought? And I started the thought at the brickmaker because I really wanted to get some brickmakers. All right, and let's keep advancing. I actually really hate the fact that the city, to begin with, is split into two. This is not great. And I finally got the envoys. So you know what? I'll send the envoys because the objective of the mission is to get to scout those Nubians. I've got the food and, well, destroy the Nubians. So we've got 2 areas. This will cost us 120 food. And, let's see. And this will bring us a bunch of stuff. Oh, this is weird. Anyway, you know what? Let's go. This is cheaper in terms of food. So let's see what the envoy brings us. But right now, I'm thinking of eventually we'll have to start building the army. I think the brickworks will work, and yes, I'm guessing it's about time. I probably started dealing with the army, actually building my forces, and I think it might be a good idea to maybe get those. Gets a commander going. So let's get him here. And see how it goes. So, oh crap, they need more bricks. All of this stuff needs bricks. But we'll get some more bricks very soon. So, new Egyptian sites. Relations with the Nubian scouting site has been established. This Egyptian settlement will surely succeed under our leadership. So we found the enemy. Hostile raiders have been traced to this site. They threaten the peace and stability of your city. Okay, so we've got a bunch of raiders. Oh crap, we'll have to kill a bunch of them. So, so that's pretty much the objective. I'm guessing some of the other Nubians will appear here, even though it's not Nubians. This is Red Sea. Yeah, and so Nubian supply caravan. Nubian caravan has stopped here, likely laden with valuable goods. Okay, and what will we need to intercept it? So we're recommended to have actually 10 charioteers to win this. Okay. And let's look at these. No, we can't send them. Why? And one of the things, like, speaking of prestige, by the way, as you can see, some of these locations, some of these things on the map, which I enjoy, it's very different things, right? So you get different different outcomes, and you actually have different. Okay, so, and you can actually get, if you manage to, for example, set up a relationship with someone prestigious, with a major trader, with a major city or something, you can actually get prestige from that. If you destroy an army, you get prestige from that. You get all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't have the resources, and these guys will try and raid my city also, which and here I need spearmen, charioteers, and commanders. Okay, so you know what? Let's go for charioteers. And I'm guessing... Okay. Yeah, let's go here. And let's start building up that thing. They've got a bunch of trees there. I'm guessing the charioteers will work properly. Yeah, military equipment maker. Let's build a couple of those. Yeah, and ask them to make chariots. And let's say make weapons. And maybe another guy to make armor for the spearmen. And so speaking, by the way, speaking of things I don't like about this game. And one of the things that... just give me a sec. One of those things is the fact that the game doesn't provide too much information. So there is a lack of very effective information screens in this game. So one of the things is, how do you say it? Like, you've got obviously these screens here, for example. Oh, my people don't like the fact that there is nowhere to worship, right? So I've got a bunch of townhouses. As the city grows, their need for worshipping actually rises, increases. So I'll need to build temples. So these guys really want to praise Horus, patron of elite men. So yeah, let's like, and all of these temples obviously need shrines. Okay, I'm not gonna build a temple. All these shrines and temples need resources and bricks and everything. Obviously, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, and let's dedicate it to Horus. To keep my... yeah, and by the way, also prestige, which is something you get... As you can see, there are different ways to get it. So, tombs, propaganda is generally through various buildings, through destroying your enemies, or improving your palace. So, like, increasing your prestige that way. Exploits... Exactly, so doing, like, military stuff. Events, well, something happens, and various buildings. So the more prestige you have, it's not always something that you need for completing a mission, but it also increases the number of graduates you can employ. Right now, I've got no prestige, and I'm already getting my third graduate out of 4, so...
Your prestige is
oh, wow. I wonder how, and it hasn't actually increased. Anyway, so right now I feel like I should get like building even more bricks, because it's clear. Actually, this place is perfect for brick making, because these guys need papyrus reeds and they need clay. So it's both of these things are right here, right next door. So you know what? I'll get more brickmakers, because it's good to have... First of all, I really need that tomb. I really need to build that mastaba, right? So, and the second bit is the fact that I can actually build mastabas for my nobles, and they become, well, their family tombs, which is kind of... It's not required. It's not like this critical piece of mechanics, but it's a really nice touch. But let's build the large mastaba for myself. And then we'll see how it goes. And like lots and lots of really needs lots of bricks. Oh yeah, finally I've got some prestige from exploits. Oh yeah, that's right. So I've discovered the evil Nubians. And by the way, let's speed the game up, because even 2.5 is pretty slow. And oh, my nice actually townhouses are one of the townhouses has grown, so they probably liked one of my resources. So they're fully stocked on wares, probably not all of them. So they don't have. They've got cosmetics, they've got perfume, and it doesn't look like they have any jewelry. So there are 4 types of common shops, and I think 6 types of luxury shops. And yeah, let's get some jewelry, because there are resources for making jewelry on this map. So yeah, let's get that going. And so actually one of the problems I've mentioned already, the lack of information screens, and that's absolutely true. For example, there's no way for me to see what types of shops I have here. So there is no way, for example, to select, okay, I want to see every shop that produces pottery in the city. What the hell's happening? I haven't done anything. There are exploits. Yes, I've used an exploit of sorts without even knowing it. And I haven't done anything serious, so I just explored stuff. And by the way, no funerary services, and I need a mortuary. I'm lagging behind. And I should have started with a good big brickmaking industry right now. But I'm slowly expanding, so I'm hopeful that I'll be able to well, actually get things done. Oh, by the way, okay, so most fields counted, so I'm getting my taxes, and my workers are not eating everything, so I'm getting something into my coffers. And as you can see, so pretty much this ledger is my effectively my my storage yard. This is not a like some sort of a summary, because like your stuff can be everywhere. There is this cargo drop-off point, which kind of a place where you designate goods to be put, and it's already there. There's always one, right? So, oh, by the way, actually we've got some trading. So these people are buying food and bringing us leather which we need to make armor, which is nice. And so the trader just comes in and, yeah, and drops it off, and it's done. They're picking up food, and that's how it works. You really don't need to worry about it. I really didn't even need to do this, because there's already a drop-off point, but you can build them whatever, it doesn't matter. And really, the location of it, as far as I know, doesn't really matter. So it works for the entire city. They've actually streamlined a bunch of things. It's kind of revolutionary in a way. Because they've just done away with a bunch of things and thinking it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't. It actually doesn't. So it takes some time getting used to the fact that you don't have to control everything, right? So because games are love giving you lots of control, even when maybe it's like detracting you from enjoying what you're trying to make. And distracting, not detracting. And yeah, that's one of the beautiful things. But the lack of information screens is absolutely crippling. Well, I wouldn't call it crippling. It's not crippling in this game, but it can be frustrating. It can be like it gives you a feeling that you're not playing this game right. Oh, by the way, I've got entertainers are not happy. Why aren't they happy? And where are they to begin with? Okay, so they're entertaining, but not getting any food. What's happening? Come on. There's food here. Oh, entertainers are private citizens. And, and why aren't nobles actually hiring them? I'm guessing, you know what I'll do? I'll build another noble house. Because it's clear that it's clear that the entertainers are not getting enough they're not getting enough work with just 2 noble houses. Plus, it's a good idea to get another townhouse, noble house, so that I can actually get more farmers, and more farmers, more farms, and more food, more money. And by the way, right now all the food is stored in this threshing area, and if I want to, I can actually get granary. This will work. But with granary, it's going to be slightly more efficient. Any surplus will go into granary, and it's gonna, yeah. But right now, I'm not gonna do it because, okay, let's just, once again, this is weird. This is weird. Hello. What? Hello. This is weird. So, my voice processor is really working up. I don't know what's happening here because, as you can see, I hit like it changes its settings based on vibration. Hello. And I think it should work properly right now. I don't know. I'm gonna do something to it. not destroy it, but this is weird. This is weird. I don't know what's really happening here. Anyway, I'm back in business, and actually the mastaba is gonna be finished soon. So I'm gonna give it to myself, to my favorite pharaoh. And let's build a couple of more mastabas. Even though I know that I've got a bit of a deficit of bricks, the mastabas are necessary for prestige and, well, to make my nobles happy. So let's build 3. I've got 3 townhouses, so 3 small mastabas for 3 noble families I have in this city, and I actually can increase the number of farms I've got. Yeah, interference from the universe. The aliens want to stop you from spreading the truth. Exactly. Yeah, it's something with my voice processor, which is a hardware voice processor. I have had similar things when it kind of worked out when I just like punched the table, or just naturally as I spoke, as I was just gesticulating. But I don't know why it is so. It's like, okay, I'll have to figure it out after the stream. It's working, so it works, it works. Okay, let's set up those farms. It really doesn't hurt to get them here. So I've set up 6, and I have space for 3 more. Right, so... Alright, so, yeah. Let's get this done. And so, finally, there is a prestige boost for me. So now Pharaoh can actually get there. It's somewhere. And we've got some prestige, even though many of the things that give you prestige actually spreading the truth about the Egyptians. Yeah, it's all aliens. It's all I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Yeah, so the prestige wanes over time. You lose prestige from most of the like things you do, so you have to do stuff all the time to maintain it. It's not permanent, so that's one of the things you have to keep in mind. But yeah, monuments give you a decent, sometimes quite powerful prestige boost. Even though I'm suspecting I'm not gonna build any pyramids in this on this. Actually, there's not much space in here. So like if you go near the city, the space is kind of it's very cramped in here. I'd probably be able to fit a very small pyramids in here if I really wanted to, and maybe a small one too. Probably somewhere, yeah, not even a small one. So probably on the other side of the river, and kind of, yeah, it's gonna be a pain. And let's see if I'm getting my armor and actually military equipment workshops. Yeah, someone else steals all the bricks. And I don't know what are they doing. Okay, these people are buying stuff. Guessing these are... Alright. So the bricks are working. I've got crap loads of bricks. Come on, what's happening? Okay, I need to build another bricklayer, I'm guessing. Because one simply can't manage. It's just not delivering all those bricks from one place to another. And, oh yeah, they're focusing on the mastabas. Alright, which is fine. So let's give this to nobles. So once someone dies in that noble house, they'll occupy a particular mastaba. It'll be their own kind of special tomb. For example, yeah, these guys, for example, needed active mortuary, possible causes, yeah, inadequate family funeral. I'll probably eventually get a mortuary, but not yet. And the entertainments, by the way, they're not happy still. Come on, what's happening with these guys? Like, are they singing out of tune or something? Okay, where are they? Well, now I understand. They're brilliant music. It's lots of fun. Okay. So yeah, what am I guessing by my shrine? At least one, even though like eventually I'll have to build shrines to all the gods and maybe temples to patron gods. So it's gonna get. And at the same time, I really need to build my army. And these guys are not like, and I will need all sorts of bricks for everything. Okay, when am I getting these things? They're prioritizing other things. And I don't think I can actually set up priorities. Because, like, really, I'm not an expert in this game. I've played it some, and I figured most things out. The tutorial is reasonably good. Even though, once again, the design changes compared to all of the other city building games are quite big, and it still takes some time getting used to. Even once you've completed the tutorial, which is good, but like doesn't. It teaches you, but doesn't let you practice too much. Let's put it this way. And yeah. Okay, so we've got another small mastaba, and let's only bury nobles here. Once again. Okay, so one of the actually families has got this Jedrasut family tomb. So we've got these guys, Jedrasut people. So who are they? So yeah, so these guys already have their own family tomb. Which is brilliant. It's a really nice touch. And yes. Alright, so actually my prestige is growing and I've got a couple of envoys. I could go about and right now try and gold mine. Oh, mine. You know what? I'll send my envoy to explore this place. So an expedition across the Red Sea is sure to discover valuable resources and trade opportunities. And they actually here we need food. And by the way, this screen is really nice because it gives you all information about stuff that's happening in terms of trade in general. So all right. Okay, let's go and explore Red Sea and see where it leads us. Alright, and Red Sea. I still want to build my army, come on. And it's not happening. So I've got my commander, who's, should be somewhere here. Shouldn't be. I've kind of lost it. Oh, yeah, commander hasn't been built yet either. Okay, so, new Egyptian site, Red Sea expedition. Relations with this site have been established. This Egyptian settlement will surely succeed under your leadership. So I've got another, essentially, have established relations with another Egyptian settlement. And so, so they've uncovered something. And this guy brings incense and spices for sale, which is interesting. And new opportunities have actually arisen. So we've got this place that needs papyrus and gives us tin. as you can see, it's very bartery-like. So even though money is kind of, food is kind of this almost an ersatz substitute for money, it's not really that, because it's one of the resources also. So it's bartered. All the international trade is kind of barter-like. Even though, for example, this place that takes food and gives us leather is effectively our settlement, a part of our country. Right, so yeah. Okay, so we've got this Befinage who sells a bunch of stuff to us and actually buys cosmetics, jewelry, and sculpture and sells furs. Actually, we could get him to work for us. Oh, I mean, trade with us. And let's see. And there was a copper mine. And copper mine, I think it's useful for making kopeshes, which are swords, which are you really don't need them to actually have soldiers, but they increase their efficiency. So once again, it's another example of this game kind of not forcing you to do specific things. You're gonna set up something inefficient, not imperfect, and be fine with it, right? But if you want to give this additional edge, you should look for other resources. You should build additional buildings. I kind of like this approach to designing this kind of city building tycoonish game. Okay, so Lachish. Okay. Actually, getting some copper would be an interesting idea, but these guys need papyrus, and getting papyrus actually is not that difficult, because we have reeds. The only problem is that I really need bricks, and I'm kind of really low. Oh yeah, I actually can look. So we've got 10 bricks, and this shows bricks everywhere, including the production sites, the workshops, right? So because, well, yeah, there's still bricks you can use and have, right? So some fields counted. So the scribe is doing everything, and I'm guessing. No, I can't do anything right now because I really need to overcome this brick crisis. But okay, so the last small mastaba is about to be built, which is excellent. So I'm guessing I will start to actually expanding this infrastructure, this kind of slightly ruling class infrastructure on the island. And if I really wanted to and had the bricks, I could have actually expanded my palace, because which right now it looks like something I really wouldn't want to live in. It looks like an oversized shack, and the nobles actually have better buildings, in my opinion. That's certainly more attractive. Okay, so entertainers. What's wrong with entertainers? So entertainers say nobles not throwing feasts. Come on, nobles, you've got all your food. Throw feasts. Okay, and their lack common and luxury resort. No, not anymore. So actually, the nobles are well supplied with resources, but still, like, come on. And because these guys don't have food, they can't buy any wares because they need food to buy wares. Yeah, and they've got no. Is the game glitching? Oh, no. It's like those symbols mean they don't know what to do. They wouldn't know what to do. And by the way, you can even look at the family history. So, like, you choose a person somewhere walking about. And yeah, they used to be villagers. And now, 2 years later, they are farmers. And if you look at for example, the brickworks, they used to be farmers, they used to be villagers. Looks like this huge social lift for you. Right, so I'm actually making quite a lot of bricks, and So is anything happening here? Okay, so the first shrine has been built. I'm assuming the priest is doing all social services, and I probably will have to eventually build another priest. And maybe not eventually, maybe even right now, because it would be actually a good idea to get another one, just to set it up, set his house up in a place where it's not gonna flood and not too far from the luxury shops. Right, so yes, another priest's apartment so that they properly manage and maintain schools and all these shrines and everything. Hopefully they're going to be slightly happier, even though right now there are no worship problems, but there is this thing that different people need to worship different gods in different situations. So it very, like right now, these guys, these noble guys, and I'm specifically saying guys, really wanted to, like, they want, like, to worship Horus because he's their patron god. But, for example, people want to worship Anubis when someone dies in their family. And if they have nowhere to worship Anubis, they're going to be unhappy. So, like, it's very beautiful in the sense that it's so natural, the game. This game is so natural. It feels like, once again, as I mentioned, it feels like it's a real city. Oh, by the way, I finally built a commander, so let's start dealing. I've assigned him to army. I'm hoping won't have to deal with a city guard. City guards help out with raiders. And let's see if I manage to actually kind of undercut them and just destroy them before they start causing trouble. Alright, so... But obviously, one problem with this game is that it's slow. Oh, the afterlife must... What are the messages? The afterlife must consume your thoughts, Pharaoh Aheksaten I, now that you're 24. Yeah, life was short, even for the Pharaoh. But yeah, I've got a place to lay my bones, okay, in the large mastaba. And so, okay, so finally getting the resources. I really want to start like building an army and actually start attacking those Nubians because that's what I want. I want to do and need to do. So in order to get an army, I effectively need to build soldier houses. They're kind of soldier tents, more like. But yeah, that's the way it works. I need barracks. And these are barracks. And I assign them to specific professions. At this point, I want charioteers. I think every barracks are only for men, so it's not families, appropriately. Unlike all of the other buildings in this game. And maybe laborers are also kind of are all dude affairs. And so, yeah, so these soldiers will eventually, once they're provided with the resources, once again, you don't have to worry about all these storage yards and everything. These guys will figure out their resources. They go about and make armor and everything, or make chariots and everything. And yeah, the soldiers will eventually get those resources from these workshops. And yeah, they will work. They'll become charioteers and everything because they're equipped with them. But at the same time, they need some training. And training is critical, and yes. And that commander effectively is what you need to send those soldiers to, well, die. To all those other places that trying to threaten us. But having training is very useful. So, and I think you need a commander to actually conduct training within the city. Alright, so a training ground obviously needs bricks. Okay, what do the scribes need? So they need Tot, the patron of scribes. Yeah, the Tot was the, I think, the god of wisdom. Or as it said, was said in the Eye of Argon, wisdom. Okay, so what was I planning to build? Oh, right, so, you know what? Because I have this already, a bit of trade going. with the leather and you know, I'll start. You know, I'll set up a the trading infrastructure. So I'll get a merchant center. Oh, interesting. So I actually, the hell is this? This is weird. So I'll set up a merchant center. It doesn't have to be next to a road, so it'll be somewhere in the middle of the block, which I really enjoyed. Like, not having to have a road next to everything. Come on. Like, that's not how cities were built. It's, to an extent, it's, yes, it is true for if you look like weird suburbia, weird. It's not really weird for many places. So, like suburbia, where every house has next access to the road. Even then, you have like these back alleys and everything, and sometimes, yeah. So it's even then you have this complex structure. It doesn't have to be next to a street, right? So, and let's build an exchange right here. So, and probably I'll have to get another scribe to specialize in counting fields for me. And by the way, can I build more farmers? Yes, another farm. Give me another farm.
Your prestige is falling.
It's falling. Me. All right, let's get another building, another farmer, because they are the basis of my economy, and I need them growing and happy. Okay, these guys are making armor. They don't have... Huh, interesting. So what do the charioteers need? Chariots. Okay, so... The weaponsmith can produce chariots. His weapons workshop chariots are made out of from the precious cedar, and that must be imported from outside the city. So I need to figure out the cedar. And cedar came from Lachish. And I think that's the only place I can get cedar from. And yes, obviously Egypt is infamously poor in trees. In straight, long trees, which are good for planks. And yeah, limestone. Obviously, I can build. So with limestone and fine limestone, I actually can get pyramids built, but I'm not going to. So I'll have to up my food production, because these guys will consume quite a lot of food. 510 is a lot, and yeah, they will need quite a lot of food up front. But I really need that cedar. Really seriously need it. Okay, so we are harvesting, so harvest over. I think I'll set up a granary, and my next step, I'm guessing, is going to be to get another noble. Yeah, let's... I think just to make it pretty, let's draw another road, so that the city makes at least a little sense. It's not a complete mess. Yeah, I've just said that like right after I just praised the game for not requiring you to build any roads, but like a few roads is nice just to make it feel like a city and maybe slightly organize everything. But yeah, this is my preferred. This is the best way, I believe, where you can have these natural blocks with stuff inside blocks. Because that's how cities generally are built, and were built until the 20th century, and like in a way, like modernist approach to architecture kind of changed this, and we are going back to traditional forms also, because like the way cities are planned, the modern thought has changed. Let's put it this way. Alright, so we've got the exchange, so we'll be able to like slightly improve our efficiency in terms of exchanging goods. And so, you know, I'll get another scribe and probably have his home. Oh, happy 25th birthday, Pharaoh. Is your tomb progressing well? Yeah, it's time to... Okay, you've lived long enough. Come on. You're 25. You just like, come on, you're on the brink of death. But you know what? Let's make this place. No, I really don't need to. I could improve my palace, but I really don't want to. So what do these guys need? So they want Hathor, and I'm guessing all of them want Hathor, which is Festival of Shemu. I don't remember who Hathor was, what the god was or goddess was representing. But these guys, like the artisans, want that. And by the way, soldiers really like sand. Obviously, it's not that surprising. Okay, I've got another. Oh, it's about time I actually started building those farms. So how many can I build? Okay, 4 more farms. I think it was like a 4, 6, 8, depending on the level of the estate. So I'll guess 4 more farms. And it's like right in the middle of the planting season, which is great. And I really need that food. I think in the next step, okay, let's set up a granary and see where it leads us, so that we have like slightly more, slightly better organized things. Yeah, it was in the storage and transport. So let's set it up. So yeah. Oh yeah, let's. Okay, a funeral has occurred among the elite. So I'm guessing. Yeah, so we've got. Oh, by the way, I've got another family, another noble family. So let's build a small mastaba for them. It's slightly different design. All right. So I really want to increase my food production capacity, because it's clear that I'll need it to get those chariots rolling. Okay, so they've got a lack of luxury wares. So cosmetics. Oh, I can actually check it out. So they have cosmetics, fancy jewelry, and leather and rush sandals. So you know what? Let's set up another luxury shopkeeper, and tell him to make sculptures, for example. So actually, the rest of these guys have plenty. So instant spice, fans, jewelry, should work. Okay, they probably haven't just collected, haven't done the shopping, yes. And they don't have actually lots of food in their reserve. By the way, yeah, entertainers are happy. And yes, so I've got the shrine to Horus, and once again, there is no information screen for what shrines you have in your city. You have to like remember it and click through everything. It's not perfect. So obviously, one of the disadvantages, one of the weaknesses of this game is the fact that it's slow. I think they couldn't have made it significantly faster, even though like even having just like a faster option, like an option to play it faster, because there is like a variable speed. But 2.5 is not enough. I'd like to have maybe twice of that, right? So for a situation like this, where okay, I just need to wait for another harvest to get the food, to get the trade, to get my chariots, and to get those Nubians out of the way, right? Yeah. So this is a priest apartment. So and let's dedicate the shrine to Hathor. I think Hathor was like the goddess of harvest? No, it was something like that. I really don't remember. Or at least finally, we don't have all of our precious harvest on a patch of dirty land. No, at least it's in a granary. And there is such a thing, by the way. There is spoilage. There is spoilage. Yeah, so actually granary prevents that, or like slows it down. So if there is an overproduction of food, like significant overproduction of food, you're not gonna get it back eventually, right? And finally, I actually can set up the trade with Lachish. And start buying... finally start buying my setter. And training ground. Let's see. Commanders drill troops there. Soldiers need at least basic weapons to train for military careers. Charioteers need only chariots. They're only... Yeah. So I just need to wait for the chariots. Even though, I don't know if I... We've got armor, and these guys need Isis, patron of housewives. And, oh, and Isis is our... the patron goddess of the patron goddess of the city, so at least a shrine would be in order. Okay, very rich in inundation. Excellent. Okay, let's set up a shrine to Isis, even though a temple would make more sense, but the problem is that temple needs a statue, and I'm kind of lazy to set up a trade to get the statue going, because you need basalt, I think was the correct pronunciation. Let's see. Why not? Forvo.com. If, by the way, good advice. There is this website called Forvo.com, Forvo.com, where essentially you can look up pronunciations of all sorts of stuff. It's essentially like it's effectively like a Wikipedia for pronunciation, so you can actually upload pronunciations for words. And let's see. Okay, and English, and let's see. Basalt. Okay, basalt it is. So we need basalt to build sculptures, for big sculptures for these temples, and I'm kind of low on bricks right now, so... And by the way, are we getting... no, this is leather. Oh, we haven't yet established the trade, so... And what is this guy doing? So, what is he selling? So, oh, he's selling incense and spices. So, yeah, my nobles are coming here and buying incense and spices. I'm guessing he's getting food for it. So, they should be pretty happy about these things. Yeah, and this is how they got that incense. Interesting. And you really don't... That's one of the beautiful things about this game. You don't have to worry about these little details. You actually feel like a leader, a king, where you don't micro everything. Okay, so we've established foreign relations. So I'm guessing the traders will come from Lachish and take our food and give us their planks. So it's just a matter of waiting for it. But yeah, kind of, I probably should have looked it up. Maybe there is a mod to increase the ceiling for speed, because obviously back when this game came out, it probably was pretty demanding for computer resources, and maybe like 5x speed was way too fast, and just computers wouldn't handle it, and they didn't expect it to. But I really need something to speed stuff up even more, because right now it's the maximum speed and it's way too slow. Okay, so the trader has left. But I'm guessing, like right now, I just need to wait for the trader to actually come and bring me a setter and to actually get everything working. So I probably will look potential mods up, even though actually I've played this game enough to gain an opinion of it, and if you don't know, I'm actually gonna do a kind of a listicle video about all of the games of the city building series. I'm actually kind of looking forward to playing Caesar 1 and 2, because, well, they're the oldest ones, and I actually haven't seriously played them. I've looked into them, I've recorded some gameplay, for my Pharaoh video, but especially Caesar 1, one of the problems with really old games, like say from the early 90s, is like the resolutions are so low. and they just didn't have decent enough interfaces. They couldn't have too much text on the screen, and so much is hidden in the manual. So you have to read the manual in order to play the game, not just like bumble around and just figure things out. Even though, yeah, so there's obviously no tutorial or anything because the game is small, because it's like early 90s, right? So you have to read the manual, and I'll get to it. I'll look the Caesar 1 manual up, but probably Caesar 2 as well, because it's slightly different. But one of the things that kind of is I'm kind of anticipating how, like, just look at this. It's people just going about their business and doing stuff. Just what people would do. God, I love this game. This is brilliant. But in Season 1, one of the things, as I've mentioned, is kind of the military component of these games. Is definitely in Pharaoh, but in like the games that were based on it, Caesar 3 also that preceded it, and Caesar 4 actually is also very much in that vein. Is the military side of these games is generally rather lacking. And I know that developers, actually, once again, I mentioned an interview with the lead designer of Pharaoh. He actually did a it wasn't an interview, it was an AMA arranged by the people who are right now are developing Pharaoh A New Era, right? And so, and he said that actually, yeah, he was asked a question about like what was the thing he was least satisfied with about Pharaoh, and was immediately was military. And military is absolutely the worst of Pharaoh, like the worst thing that Pharaoh has to offer. Let's put it this way, and I'm happy about the way it is. But in Caesar 1, as far as I've read, as far as I've seen, you really don't. Where was I? What was I thinking? You really don't have an army. You don't build an army in the usual sense. You effectively spend resources to send troops to do military business. Let's put it this way. It's very. I suspect it probably was because of like technological restrictions, but ultimately it's like better design. It's an item, an element of better design, in my opinion, because like military, I'm convinced that like the military features that came in Caesar 2 and Caesar 3, and obviously, oh crap, inundation fails, and Shemu, yes, here's Hathor. Yeah, Hathor sounds like. By the way, these sculptures are kind of crazy. Oh yeah. I'm remembering. Hathor is actually probably the oldest major god in ancient Egyptian religion. So she is like the mother cow, effectively this bovine cult, effectively. So the cult of the cow, and actually, as far as I know, the oldest sculpture of an Egyptian god is of Hathor. And it like vaguely looks like it's a huge stone that vaguely looks like a cow, but they believe it's not. They know it's not random. It's being worked and processed, but it's very vaguely looks like a cow. So it's kind of maybe a bit of a okay, where is my Seda? Okay, I'm guessing these guys are coming. So let's see. No, it's just the this guy that sells incense and spices. But where's the? Okay, so this guy is. Okay, what are you doing? Nubian scouting. Okay, are these enemies? I really need my chariots. Come on. Where's my Seda? All right. You know what? I'm facing a potential situation with starvation, so let's spend food on embellishments. Okay, I've got a bunch of bricks, so let's build a wall around my around my palace to boost my prestige. But I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the wood to come. I don't know what's happening. I think usually the map actually shows the trader moving, but yeah, nothing happened yet. Nothing has been moved yet, which is and I'm kind of at a loss as to what to think here. By the way, alright, so and they need Osiris, Isis, Horus. Isis, I actually have a shrine to no one. Actually, need Isis, and I'm guessing I'll have to build another shrine dedicated to, let's say, Osiris. Horus. There is Horus. Probably too far. Maybe doesn't have enough time to get there. So what does he do? Protesting poor conditions. Come on, go to the shrine. Stop complaining, you bastard. All right, let's build a shrine. Let's build another shrine to Osiris. I'm guessing, yeah. All right, and Osiris. Okay, finally, I'm getting the wood. Excellent. That's what. No. Alright, they're finally building the chariots, and excellent. You know what? Because I've got craploads of armor and weapons, let's also get a bunch of soldiers to be spearmen, because the game suggested having spearmen. But it looks like speaking back to the military, back to the design of the military in these games, not in Children of the Nile. It looks like Children of the Nile, and that's actually the reason I went for the military scenarios. I really wanted to see, like, even though I already have built in previous scenarios, actually built armies. I wanted to see if there was any difference, if there are invasions, and it looks like there aren't, right? So they have kind of reduced the amount of what you see of the military in the actual city, which is excellent. In my video, in my overview of Pharaoh, I suggested that, okay, if you really need to have these battles, you just essentially like create a different mode, make a different turn-based mode where you send your troops, you defend against enemies, and you don't have anything real time in the city. Alright, if you lose the battle, you either lose the mission or you like get random damage in your city, and that's it. Right? You don't really need to have any of the enemies like running amok in your city, and actually it's extremely, like, this is so frustrating, this is so annoying and unnecessary. Okay, my chariots are getting trained. Oh, they're getting armor as well, so getting armor is useful. And so I found that it's just annoying and frustrating, and especially like ordering these troops about in the city is extremely annoying, because like you don't have these selection boxes and or anything. You you have to click every troop, every squad on each of their targets, and they can't properly function on their own. And a tactical screen in turn-based, like kind of like, I don't know, what was the what's the name of the game? The turn-based battle, ancient and medieval battle simulator by Slytherin, published by Slytherin. I keep forgetting the name. So they have this medieval. They actually recently published the DLC Reconquista DLC for their medieval the medieval game. So essentially kind of maybe obviously shallower because that system is extremely extensive and profound. But, oh yeah, I've built the wall. And so it gives me prestige, by the way. And many worship moderate. Hospital needed, and I don't have a hospital. Alright, so maybe not as deep, but like, yeah, effectively a mode where you don't have to rush, you don't have to do this RTS thing. Obviously, Pharaoh came out in a time when, in a time that you could call the golden age of RTSs, when like CNC Tiberian Sun came out, like Red Alert 2, like Total Annihilation, all of those games, like, and you had like craploads of clones of those games. It was a popular genre back then, so today it's kind of, but back then it was big. It's one of the biggest PC gaming genres, right? And so it may have been kind of like that attitude. So okay, this is popular, and let's do something like that. And maybe show, like, the technological things off as well. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, I don't know. I know what they were not thinking about in Pharaoh. They were not thinking about having way too much time. They didn't have too much time. So the military component is definitely a carryover from Caesar 3, and, well, it shows. Okay, I wanted to build a hospital. People don't have the hospital. So, and I have the priests to actually manage it. So, and we've got some healthcare complaints because, like, okay, what do you want? So they wanted Amun. Amun is the patron of peasants. Osiris, Hapi. Okay, Hapi allows us to pray for a better. Okay, so I've got a shrine to Osiris, so it should be better. And by the way, can I get more farmers? Yes, sir. So let's get more farmers. And it's still the planting season, so yeah. And but by the way, that yellow bounding box means this area is prone to flooding, but it's prone to flooding if the flood is huge. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's spread this town around. And orange bounding box means that it's like in most cases, during most floods, that building will be flooded. And not 100%, but likely to be destroyed. Okay, I'm finally getting my... And these guys Oh, they wanted Anubis. Interesting. Okay, you're not getting one. The death is just once. Death is just once. Okay, we've got a bunch of spearmen. We've got a bunch of charioteers. Yeah, Anubis. And these one... Yeah, they wanted Anubis. They all die. Why do all these soldiers die all of a sudden? Okay, I'm guessing let's guess a shrine to Anubis. And once again, like, this is the problem with this game. It's the lack of oversight. I really need to remember and keep track of what shrines I build and have, and it's not always fun. Especially, like, it's frustrating when you these guys have complaints about, oh, come on, I've built crap loads of shrines. It should be perfect. No, we want some other gods. Okay, so, and let's guess another priest. It looks like I've got a bunch of graduates, so it's not going to be a problem. You know what? Let's look at our military. So I've got a bunch of troops now. I see that it's not enough. And it's interesting, so I can't reach these... Oh, I needed food. I need food. And I've run out of food. Yeah, that's right. It's, there was a bad flood. So let's just wait. So it's already harvest season, and I'll get me taxes. So some fields missed, but I need my food. Okay, what do these scribes need? Come on, Osiris! That's the shrine to Osiris. Has never been opened, so the priest never reaches this place. And I wonder if...
Your prestige is rising.
Okay, good. Maybe it's a good idea to get a priest in this part of the city. In the shipyard town. And yeah, let's expand these slightly slummy blocks. I have a feeling that the priest just doesn't reach this place, and Amun is the god of the peasants. So let's get immediately one shrine for Amun, to Amun, because most of my peasants are my farmers live here, so it should be all right. Okay, so I finally got some food here. And I can actually send my troops to kill enemies. Let's see, so... Okay, I need more charioteers. Interesting. And let's look at these guys. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's send the Marines, even though I probably might need some more trained people. So I could just... I'll wait a little bit. And let's see. By the way. So I have... Once again, like, where's the military screen? I kind of feel like this game... There is... Shrines. Yeah, and there's no... Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, I see how it works. Okay, so there is actually information screen. Oh, very rich inundation. Excellent, but... is there a sort of a military overview? What kind of troops I have? I'm guessing not. So, but if we look at the where am I? But if we look at the huts, so we've got like 12 spearmen and 15 potentially charioteers, right? So, bold muscle went unsarved. Interesting. But I need like 30 charioteers to succeed in that battle, that most difficult battle. Oh! Okay, I died. Goodbye. Yeah, so Hexagon the second needs a tomb. So let's get another large mastaba going, I'm guessing. It's a bit boring. It's not as sexy as pyramids, but it doesn't have to be. It hasn't been for many kings in real life, so why not? And these guys are lacking common wares, mats and baskets, but no. This is actually a perfect place for linen, for a linen workshop, because there's flax. And I think there was a linen shop. Yeah, there's some linen for sale. Come on, go buy it. But anyway, so I've got 5 chariot huts. So I'm guessing I need to buy 5 more, because 3 soldiers per soldier hut or tent. So let's get some of those. 3, 4, 5. Let's get those chariots cracking. All right. Come on, come on. I really want to start killing those Nubians. And I'm guessing we'll have just... Oh, interesting. Barracks take bricks. Holy crap. They look just like tents. Like, wouldn't they want to, like, get some linen for it or whatever? No, we want bricks. So maybe, like, they want it for the fireplace or something.
I wonder if there's any chance of knocking off early today.
Okay. The soldiers are getting trained little by little. And let's see. And once again, like, no military screen, and I really need to look at these events just to see how well I'm doing. So I've got, I've got 15 charioteers, most of them trained, but it's by far not enough. And this is the most difficult. Yeah, the main column of the Nubians. So the other like Nubian forces are kind of weak. Yeah, so I'll just need food. So let's keep setting up the. Actually, I'm very optimistic about the way this game is turning out. So I mean, this mission. So I'm thinking once I complete my army of chariots, I will just finish this mission and be done with it, which is excellent. It's doesn't feel particularly difficult. I feel like because they've kind of made the military, like, largely eliminated this your city getting attacked element of the military, they actually have made it easier to play military scenarios. Because if anything in for example in Pharaoh, there is a good element to there is an element to military-based missions, because quite often, in many situations, you get the choice between a military-oriented scenario, excuse me, and a construction, economy, prosperity-oriented scenario-based scenario. And military scenarios tend to be like more demanding in terms of how fast you need to build up, expand, set your militaries. It's like kind of more focused on very specific areas, and they can be kind of more provide a more urgent and sometimes exciting gameplay. So I generally advise, if you're looking into Pharaoh, I advise you against taking military scenarios when you get the choice. But sometimes, yes, it might be interesting. I know how many people would see these features as a big enough advantage to tolerate the crappy military mechanics of the game. And here it looks like the missions that are based on prosperity, where you just need to expand and build a huge economy and probably build up your prestige and get huge monuments going. You really they are more difficult because you need to set up all those trades and get all those resources. For example, in this place, I don't have any access to even simple limestone, let alone fine limestone, which is actually a cool thing they've introduced. They actually corrected that. It was a mistake in Pharaoh. It's not a mistake. The fact that plainstone in Pharaoh, which is the main material for building some of the Old Kingdom pyramids, it's not. You've got like, okay, once again, this is happening. What the hell is this? Hello. All right, so this is weird. Okay, this happened again, and okay, I'll have to look into this. Yeah. Hello. Okay, this is better. Anyway, this is like, okay, this is another technical screw-up stream for you. Yeah, so plainstone, like they had plainstone and they had limestone, right? So like that's what the stones were called in the game. Oh, come on, another failed inundation. And so plainstone is also limestone. In real life, plainstone is limestone. The thing is, and here they actually acknowledge that. So you have normal limestone, and you have what exquisite, precious. What was the name? Fine. That's the word. Fine limestone, right? So because that's how it was with the Old Kingdom pyramids, which are the biggest pyramids and the most impressive and the best preserved pyramids are from the Old Kingdom. Some of the oldest ones, like the Pyramid of Khufu, the Great Pyramid, and the Red Pyramids, and all of those, blah, 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 blah. So they all have, essentially, they are all like mounds of limestone blocks, right? But at least they used to have this fine limestone. The problem is that the pyramids, for example, in Giza, they have limestone in the area, right? So it's fine. It's usable for that construction. But the thing is that it's porous. It doesn't look good. It's not impressive for something as huge as a pyramid, as this godlike abode for the pharaoh, right? It's not appropriate for a major religious building. Like, let's put it this way. In a highly religious society. And yeah, so but it's fine for building, and so they had to import the fine limestone that was like whiter and more and smoother. It wasn't porous from the quarries of Tara, which still produce limestone actually. Like you can buy like souvenirs in Egypt and everything from that quarry, and yeah. But mostly you don't see that limestone on the pyramids. Like there was one pyramid, like one of the bigger ones. I don't remember which one. I remember even the look of it. There was a pyramid where you've got like the smooth limestone at the apex, at the top of the pyramid, because that's where people just weren't able to get to. Because otherwise, yeah, it was essentially like looted as construction materials, because it's beautiful and great looking, and actually there are buildings like even modern buildings in say Cairo, which is right next to all of these some of the major necropolises of the ancient Egyptians. Yeah, they're like blocks and everything from all those temples and funerary temples and pyramids and everything. So yeah, that's how it was, and it started not long after those kings, those pharaohs died, actually. So that looting began in during, as far as I know, during the first intermediate period, and like most of the tombs, pyramids or not, were looted, or pharaohs were looted back in those days, back when the ancient Egypt still existed, and. One of the things that's interesting about the Tomb of Tutankhamun was that it just got lucky. It just got lucky, even though there was maybe another reason for that. Why it essentially survived intact. Because like not long after him, when essentially like the new kingdom of Egypt was like essentially experiencing downfall, and it wasn't like because of like kind of external threats, and this is about 1000 BCE. It wasn't just an external threat; it was kind of change in the society. So, and the priesthood in Thebes was gaining a lot of power, and yeah. So, and at some point, they looted all of the. They wanted money. They needed gold. At some point, because they were overspending, and they were trying to kind of keep everything, keeping the country and their power over the country afloat, and they were failing. And so at some point they decided to actually loot all of those tombs in the Valley of the Kings, because pyramids by that point had already been looted. And there were no new pyramids built, not in Egypt anyway. There would be new pyramids built in Nubia, but not in Egypt. Actually, the last pyramids in Nubia was built, I think, like in the current era. It was like AD, I think, like 400 CE. I think it was the last pyramid in Nubia, because like the Nubians adopted the Egyptian religion. At some point, because they effectively what happened is like in the mid first millennium before Christ, BCE, they actually conquered Egypt. But the thing is that kind of in a way Egypt conquered the Nubians, because like all of that Nubian nobility came to Egypt, started to rule it, and they eventually adopted the culture of Egypt, and they effectively became Egyptian, and like that culture actually spread into Nubia and persisted and survived for longer than ancient Egypt itself. So those priests actually looted those tombs in the Valley of the Kings, where the tomb of Tutankhamun was, And the thing is that at that point, because they knew where everything was. They knew where everything was. That's their job. They're priests. They know like everything that's related to religion, and that's one of the things, one of the biggest things. And so, yeah, the Tomb of Tutankhamun was just what got lucky, effectively. It was at that point it was buried in rubble, and they just failed to excavate it. And that's how, effectively, it was preserved from that looting by Egyptians themselves. Even though there might be another point in that Tutankhamun was I don't know, he wasn't a son. He wasn't a son, but he was like one of the first pharaohs after Akhenaten. And Akhenaten was a pharaoh during the New Kingdom, and so he actually was this heretic apostate to the state religion of Egypt, or the state of Amun-Ra, and its priesthood, because it was like essentially a defiance of the priesthood and its power. And and he created a new religion. So he created this god Aton. Yes, and he built a new capital in Amarna, and tried to kind of break the power of the priesthood, of the clergy, right? So, and kind of for a long time he actually succeeded at that, but eventually he failed. He died. He overspent on the construction of a capital, and effectively, eventually he died. And he came back to the cult of Amun as the main religion of the state, and the priesthood returned its power to its power. And let's send the troops, send the marines, and effectively this name of Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti became an anathema. They became something you need to get rid of, something you need to effectively erase from memory. Damnatio memoriae. Yeah, so damned from the memory, if you wish. That's what happened. It was erased from many things, obviously not from everything. And one of the things that's interesting about the Tomb of Tutankhamun is that I don't remember. I don't think he was the son of Akhenaten, but he was a close relative, and I think there was one pharaoh right after Akhenaten, and then it was Tutankhamun, right? And the thing is that Tutankhamun did not live for a long time, and he didn't train for a long time, and he didn't have a lot of time to build a tomb. And so they kind of reused someone else's tomb. It's known that they reused someone else's tomb to use it for Tutankhamun, and this sort of stuff actually happened all the time with these things, especially during turmoil in ancient Egypt when there was trouble. And you just didn't have the time or resources or means to when king would be deposed right after king, and so our army has been victorious, and so that side no longer a threat to our city. So enemy found Armada. Hostile raiders have been traced to this site. They threaten the peace and stability of your city. Let's look at this. Okay, so we've got this fort, and we can send our troops, and we need archers, and we need lots of spearmen. So I'm guessing, let's build that army. 10 archers, and I'm guessing I'll get 4 houses for spearmen, and 10 archers, 4 houses for archers. That's good. Let's do it. And so with the Tomb of Tutankhamun, what they found is a lot of stuff from Akhenaten and Nefertiti, all sorts of furniture, all sorts of decorative items that clearly did not belong to Tutankhamun. Yeah, right. So they had all of that, all of the elements, all of the symbology of this heretic religion of Akhenaten. Right. It was just crammed. They didn't dare to destroy it. but they didn't tolerate it either. They needed somewhere to just cram it and forget about it. And that was Tutankhamun's tomb. And actually the famous, like probably the best known symbol of Egypt, or ancient Egypt, the mask, the funerary mask of Tutankhamun. There are hypotheses that it wasn't originally his mask even. And there are hypotheses because actually he's got like he doesn't have earrings, but he has holes for earrings on this mask. So he has holes in the ears, right? And one of the things is that he's never depicted with earrings. He's never depicted to have any holes in his ears. There are depictions of Tutankhamun. It doesn't have that. And it's believed that it's actually the mask originally was intended for Nefertiti. It was Nefertiti's mask, and they changed it. They retained like this whole kind of this outer side with ears, the back of the head, the hat, right? But the face they changed. They added like this bearded face of Tutankhamun, and like the throne of Tutankhamun that is preserved was preserved in his tomb was also had all of that symbology of that sound of the sun god, symbology of Aton, of the origin of Akhenaten. So there's that. So like Tutankhamun's tomb is not only kind of unique in the sense that we found it intact, even though there is another. I keep forgetting the name of that king. There was another king that. Oh, we need more common wares, by the way. There was another king whose tomb was found, if not completely intact, but also to contain some of the funerary mask, the golden funerary mask, and most of the things. So it wasn't looted. And I keep forgetting the name or even the period. I think it was some sort of one of the kings that actually had a pyramid, but was not buried in that pyramid for whatever reason. And okay, so we've got mats, we've got baskets. So no linen. Okay, let's set up another common shopkeeper and sell that linen. Sell the shit out of that linen. Yeah. Right. Alright, I actually can get some more farms, which is great, but probably not right now. I really don't need that during the harvest. And my army should gradually start growing, so that I can actually take that bloody fortress. And by the way, there's nothing left there. Alright, so, and, yeah, so, and interesting that, like, it was really cool for me to find out. It's not, like, a few months ago I really, like, looked into this, into the Tutankhamun's tomb, but it's really cool that it's not unique or weird in the sense that, oh, we found it, it's intact, it's perfect, right? Nobody has looted, nobody has touched it, but it's also about the fact that it's weird on its own. It's really this insane, odd, unexpected piece of history that's like, yeah, it's completely out of place, completely unusual, and by chance, actually, we got it intact. Okay, so they need more gods. They need Tot and Ra, and we don't have Tots. We don't have Tots. Let's see. No. Okay, let's build the shrine to Tot. Wait a sec. What's this? Oh, it's Amun. Okay. And these guys need common and luxury wares, and they don't have any common ones. But this is, yeah, this is a big town, so they're probably... Okay, some mats, no baskets. And no pottery. Yeah, I'm guessing I'll need more. Yeah, it's like the city has grown, and I need some more common shopkeepers just to keep the things running. Okay, so let's get linen. And yeah, I'll set up this trade area. So it gets baskets And maybe some pottery somewhere here. Yeah, like, nobody likes pottery, so it's like in the back alley. Alright, and let's see. So I'm gradually building up my army. Oh, come on, the construction is so slow. These bricklayers are really lazy. Alright, let's look at if I can actually do something against... Yeah, I've got a huge army by this point. Let's see if I can... Okay, the chances of achieving our objectives are high. Let's send the Marines. Just forget it. And I'm gonna get 5 prestige for actually kicking their butts and destroying their fortress. Yeah, and the Scribes are actually leaving my country, my city, because they're super unhappy. That sucks. That sucks. So my other scribe, I think, is somewhere... Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So he doesn't have enough common wares, he doesn't have enough food. And do I have enough food? Yes, I've got some food. So let's issue an edict. Actually, one of the things that you can do in this game. So... which did not exist in Pharaoh, so this is, like, essentially, like, make one-time decisions. And so, you know what, let's distribute some food. It looks like people don't have food. Oh, maybe my bakery is not managing, actually, it's failing. So I need another bakery also. Crap. I'm guessing it'd be a good idea to set it up somewhere... here, just in the middle of the other side of the city. I'm guessing we'll have to just wait for the army to win. And I have a feeling that I probably will not need that many buildings and that many soldiers who eat all the time. Oh, by the way, this is the planting season, so let's get another farmer. Another 2 farmers, as far as I remember. Let's get some here and here or something. And let's go ahead and go forth and plant. Yeah, 38 farms right now. Okay, army victorious. So we've kicked their butts. And by the way, every time you actually achieve a victory, you can actually build stellas. To actually represent specific missions. Scouting? Oh, we scouted Nubia. 6 prestige. It takes some basalt and bricks and stellae. Is essentially you need that basalt to get it working, to build that stellae, and then well, set it up properly. Yeah, in memory. To commemorate those specific things. And Victory at Armada gives us 18 prestige, which is crazy. And this is propaganda. As far as I know, this is propaganda. This counts as propaganda. Well, it makes sense. You know what? I think I'll continue. Okay, these guys are lacking. They should have enough of everything. Weird. Okay, I'll keep advancing into... Okay, Armada is ours. So... I'll probably start by just dealing with all of the difficult ones. So this one is... Okay, I didn't have enough food, so screw it. I'll have to wait. But thankfully it's the harvest season, so I'll have the food to spare to give my soldiers to go and campaigning. But I'm very optimistic about being able to actually finish this mission today during the stream, because I think like in the coming maybe 20-30 minutes I'll actually finish all the things that need to be done, because I've got like essentially the engine running, the soldiers are here, the soldiers are in place, I've got pretty much the food manufacture going, so it should be all right. You know what? I'll get another nobleman, another townhouse. Just because I can, and I want to produce more food. I have a feeling that it's not perfect. Okay, finally my scribes are happy. It looks like, so these guys are doing well. It's not, like, come on, they don't have enough entertainers. for some reason. And these guys are not doing anything. This is weird. And they're out of all of wares. They don't have any wares. There's pottery for sale. Come on, stop doing that, you lazy bastards. Many sculptures for sale. Yeah, whatever you want. You know what? I'll get another servant. There might be not enough servants. Yes, and I've got a new noble is on the way. Let's build another. Let's get another small mastaba, just to accommodate these in the afterworld, afterlife. Yeah, we've got a vagrant, probably a former scribe. Yes, no, interesting. So the villagers, farmers, potters, farmers, brickmakers, homeless, vagrants. Okay. Oh, so I think I've got my food for... Yes, I've got the food to send my troops, so let's go ahead and destroy these bastards. And you know what? I really don't need that trade with Lachish, because they eat the food, but they don't... Huh, interesting. So probably once I actually have these 36 out of 36 cedar planks, I really don't... it's not going to accumulate, I'm assuming. So they're not consuming... No, they're consuming food, so they've just sent me 36 planks, so I really don't need that. And they eat a lot, so 510 food is a lot. So, yeah, and I need that food for my campaigning, because I've got a decent supply of planks, of cedar planks. And, interestingly, you know what? I could actually, for entertainment, I could actually build a shipwright, because I've got quite a lot of these planks. I could get a shipwright, so, because shipwright, once again, I don't have to control it, it just happens, shipwright can make yachts for the nobility, for the nobility. Oh, come on, give me a place. It's gonna get flooded. Yeah. Okay, I'm 15 and I'm in my prime. God. Yeah, ancient world had... today's world has short attention spans. The ancient world had short lifespans. At least so they say. Okay, so the army is victorious, so we're actually getting... Oh, another enemy. Ooh. A challenger approaches. Let's look at the map and see what happens. So another Tushka. And yeah, we'll have to train. So we've lost a bunch of archers. And just no chance of winning. We'll have to train and replenish our troops. I'm guessing I'll get another couple. You know what? Let's make these archers. Yeah, they are already archers. Let's turn them. Oh, come on! They don't have bread. It's full of bread. Bakery is full of bread. They don't have bread. What? What? Okay, so government workers, bakery too far, not well stocked. Come on, it's well, well, it's not really well stocked. So you know what? I'll get another bakery. It's clearly not enough. Just everyone's getting all that bread, juicy bread. Okay, here's your bakery for the soldiers. Because the soldiers are really gonna go unhappy, and that's the only thing I need about this mission right now. I need to finish my battles. So let's set up another bakery there and see how it goes. I need all these bricks, come on. At least I've got the mastaba done, so this is the biggest construction for the biggest construction, like the biggest consumer of bricks is over, is done with. Done and over with. Alright. Let's see, what's there? Couldn't worship city's patron. Come on, come on. This is Isis. Open for worship. No one's worshipping. And 7 people just served last year. Come on, guys, go to the other side of the city and get that worshipping done. It's just a few of the soldiers actually don't have food. And because they don't have the food, they can't buy any wares. And these guys, Ra, Isis. Okay, you know what? I'm guessing I'll have to. And once again, the scribes are not happy. Come on, guys, stop doing this to me. Okay, what's the bakery? Baker is making bread. And okay, this place has some bread. Okay, Anubis. Do I have an Anubis shrine? So actually, I have one shrine to Anubis. Okay, so and I've got one shrine that's not dedicated to anything. So let's dedicate it to Amun. Right. So and maybe get one shrine to Rasputin. Okay. Let's see what my army looks like. And it's gradually growing, but I don't have the food. Oh, by the way, have I stopped the trades with the Lachish? Right, so I've suspended it. Nice. I'm guessing I'll have to wait. Yeah, it's harvest time, so I'm getting a new injection of food, which is great. All right. And the scribes are really not happy right now. I know why they don't have any wares, because they don't have any food, but come on, go ahead and buy food. Okay, so this guy is going to assess taxes. Come on, you're assessing taxes, you, like, getting me food. So get some food yourself from the bakery, come on. It's all working. We've got one bakery. Okay, the other. These guys actually have a reserve, even. And these are getting some more very soon. Okay, so the condition that we call Biharziasis, which he is associated with poor nutrition, is spreading. People should seek medical care. The first sign of a rash reaches skin. Although death from Biharziasis is uncommon, dissatisfaction among the untreated is not. Okay, and my bakery is actually getting all that food, all that juicy food. But my troops will also need that food, because I want to attack. Still not prepared, I need lots of spearmen. You know what? Because this place doesn't really need any charioteers, you know what? I'll go for all of the places that need charioteers. So, and then I'll just repurpose those tents. Those barracks tents into another thing. Okay. So, yeah, they want Isis. They want to worship, yeah. Like, the problem is that I'd like to, like, they want a proper temple for Isis. But the problem is that if I go for temple, I'll need to import basalt, alright? So that I can make a statue. Because you can build a temple and not dedicate it to anything. And it will give you a little bonus, a tiny boost for all gods. But only tiny one. If you dedicate it to a god, it gives a huge boost to that god. But the problem is that you need... malaria, god. You need a statue, a basalt statue. So... Come on, scribes. Like, figure yourselves out. You're not... Like, go home, you're drunk. Attending at an entertaining feast. Okay, this is an entertaining feast.
I was never really
Yes,
serious
yes.
about Moslem, you know.
Yes, this guy. This guy. Alright, so we've recovered spoils. I've recovered useful spoils with your latest victory covering as is on its way with the goods. Interesting. So we've got a bunch of stuff free with the conquest. Alright, so let's continue advancing. Let's destroy these guys. Yeah, these guys also need some charioteers. Certain. Yeah, let's go and kill those bastards. I'm guessing the fortress is going to be the last to fall. Okay, finally he's got some food. And hopefully he'll now be able to get some... yeah, she's going for sculptures. Isis, Isis. Of course, I could get some basalt. And I'm guessing I'll have to go there. So let's go and explore. And it takes food. Come on. This is really annoying. Gold. Gold eats food. And I don't have anything that's... Oh, these guys want weapons, and they give us a turquoise. You know what? No. I just have a surplus of weapons. And those gems might be interesting. But I really wanted to continue campaigning. No, not spending any food. Especially since it's just the planting season, so it'll take some time. It's just the beginning of the planting season. Okay, and there have been some raiders. They're gonna raid stuff. And it's like, generally I found them not to be that dangerous. They just make nobles unhappy because the raiders steal stuff from the nobles and screw them. But I found that's like, it's like a rather weak, it's one of the weaker bits in this game, because like it's a weak attempt at making it slightly more urgent, slightly more like dramatic, because oh, we've got these robbers, so go ahead and build those city guards and walls and everything. And I've never seen it work properly. It's just yeah, come on, let them come, let them steal a bunch of stuff. They're not gonna destroy anything serious. Okay, so a bunch of spoils again, and let's look at what the spoils are. So we got a bunch of gold, a bunch of vegetables. Okay, gold it is. Which is nice. Why not? I wish it were basalt, but yeah, it's better than nothing, I'm guessing. And once again, my soldiers are not getting any food. Come on! I don't know, like... do they get assessed? No fields counted? The hell are you doing? Assess taxes. Stop it. Oh, I remember, I actually stopped. Like, did not... yeah, I did not switch. I'm just not getting the taxes I owed. Okay, last year the harvest was pretty terrible, so I'm guessing I'll have to wait. Even though, let's see. Yeah, I don't have enough food for another expedition, so I'll have to wait for another year for another harvest. But actually, this makes sense. This at least makes sense that it's not just about, okay, I've built an army, I'm just gonna send them everywhere and kill everybody and subjugate all the enemies, and yes, I'm absolutely great, right? No, you... Oh, by the way, I forgot about the farmers. I've got... Let's get some more of these. 3, 4, so that they can plant even some more. Alright. Oh, yeah, and by the way, they've got a bunch of yachts already. Just from the ability. Nice. Luxury yacht. Yeah, so you have to include this kind of calculation of, okay, so do I go campaign with my military today? Okay, I've got the soldiers, they eat food, but they also need more food to go on campaigns, and it makes sense because they need food to kind of survive in the wilderness and everything, to march when there is no infrastructure and there is in hostile terrain and everything. So yes, it all makes sense. It all makes perfect sense. And that's how it should be. You need to feed your army. Like, supplying your army is like a big thing. The big reason why... Okay, so why my farms are going down? So are there any unhappy... Okay, it was like a glitch, I think. So am I guessing... So it's the harvest season. Alright, so let me guess some for harvest. Okay, nice. I wonder if I should actually arrange one of my estates to one of my nobles to actually focus on wheat, because I know that wheat is the most productive of them. So it doesn't provide variety, obviously, but it gives more food. It's more efficient at making bread. I don't know what the difference between vegetables and barley is. It might be that maybe certain types of citizens really want variety. But yeah, wheat is the best. Wheat is the best. Okay, I'm getting some food, so let's send soldiers out. Okay, this one is hard. Yeah, let's deal with them. Let's deal with them. And finally be done with this mission. I'm kind of getting tired. That's the problem of as I said, it's kind of slowish, and the problem is that these kinds of games, you really want to have some sort of an ending in one sitting. All right, so if you go and like open this game and start a mission, you want to not get tired playing that same mission. Obviously, there are games that, like sandbox games, where you don't expect that. But this is like, this mission is going to have a discrete end, right, to it. It's like designed. By design, it has that discrete end. And you really want to, like, it's just human psychology that you really want that to consummate that endeavor, let's put it this way. And it's just doesn't work. It's like I'm getting tired right now. No, I know it's an element of actually streaming it and talking all the time, but it's also about the fact that these missions are rather slow. Because like if you look at Pharaoh, this is looking at easily at 3 hours, right? If you look at Pharaoh, for example, like 3 hours would be huge, especially if you know what you're doing. It's like maybe even the biggest missions where you have to build like the Great Pyramid and stuff. Even then, oh come on, even more hostile raiders. God. Okay, so we've got this raiding party. Yeah, I'll send them. Yeah, I've got plenty of troops. No losses. Let's screw them up. And so in Pharaoh, even like the Great Pyramids, in the Great Pyramid mission, because like there are so many things. Like the pyramid, the monument, the huge monument is kind of supposed to slow you down. But it's the only thing that slows you down if you're proficient enough, and there are many ways to actually you can do stuff. Many ways in which you can actually speed it up. First and foremost, being efficient at organizing the construction, and you can be very efficient in organizing the construction, but you also can worship the right gods and get the construction blessing, right? So, which is the best blessing in of all of the blessings. Okay, this is of all of the blessings in Egypt. It's by far the best, right? So, like the rest of them, they're kind of nice, but they're generally non-critical. But construction blessing just speeds. It saves you time as a human being, as a real person. It saves you time because it speeds monuments up. And yes, 3 hours looks like would be tops and like the absolute maximum of what you would expect, and you would have in a Okay, I've got a bunch of chariots and kopeshes. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So that's actually doing pretty well. And I've got crap loads of food this time. Oh, nice. Oh, and even better. So I've got all of the food that I need to send my troops on these small campaigns, on these skirmishes, effectively. So this is going to happen very soon. So I'm going to end this mission. But like all of these, this is the third mission, the first proper campaign mission that I'm playing in of this game, because I've played all of the tutorials, so there's some building and everything. So they're not just like non-interactive stuff. You actually build stuff there and learn as you go. And all three missions, and well, this is the third. It hasn't yet happened, but the previous two actually easily took me 3 hours to complete. Even though there's nothing special about them. It's just the speed of it, and you need all those bricks. Like right now, I've got a huge industry of it, and I don't have to worry about it. Now by the way, let's build those statues because I've got plenty of bricks. And once again, these guys are not getting enough common things. Should I get another servant? Because there's few pottery for sale, like right in front of the palace. Come on. This is yeah, I've got 600 bricks. Yeah, I'm guessing I'll just send I sent an envoy just to, yeah, because I needed bricks for that basalt quarry, so yeah. So we've got way too many. I'm guessing it might be a good idea to actually decommission some of the brick makers, because okay, the army is victorious. Obviously, I've got some spoils also, which is nice. Oh, wait a second. I've got basalt. I've got basalt. Okay, what the? What the? What happened? Okay, sometimes the map glitches out. I mean, the camera glitches out in this game. Sometimes it just goes in weird directions. And I think it's like in 2005, they actually already, just the gaming industry as a whole, generally figured cameras out. It was a problem for 3D games like maybe around 2000. It was like a persistent and pervasive problem because like people were trying to figure out how it all works. But like, come on, by 2005, it would have been a good idea to actually have done this better. Right, so let's switch over to archers and spearmen, because I really don't need that many chariots anymore. And these guys, come on, they need Osiris, and they were really some of them really unhappy, and they need a hospital. Gash. Oh, there is a hospital here. Yeah, he's receiving healthcare. Just go to the hospital. There is a hospital here. State paid. You don't have to pay there. Come on. Or maybe you do. Okay, there's a new Egyptian site, but I really don't need it because I've got some basalt. But I need to set it up also. But yeah, so basalt quarry and small statuary where they'll get small statues. But the advantage is that I've looted some small statue blanks, let's put it this way, to actually build a temple. And I want to build a temple of Isis. And this is a huge one. Actually, not a huge one, because the cult temple is even huger. And that's very unfortunate. There's not enough space for it. So yeah, there's not enough space anywhere. I really don't want to build it in this area because it's too far away from everything else. I'm guessing I'll have to do at least close to the bricks because these guys will have 50 bricks. Okay, so my army has been victorious. So let's go for the yeah, I'll have to retrain my wait for my spearmen to to get produced, so we'll have to wait. And I don't need any chariot. Oh, by the way, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? So, Hetka Suter, a Nubian prisoner, has led you to this cliff, face where the face of Set is burned into the rock. Building a place of worship is sure to please Set. Interesting. But I'll need ground obelisks. No, screw it. I want to finish the military campaign here. So let's see if I have any charioteers left. Yes, absolutely. So let's turn them into archers. Come on, what's happening with you? Ra, Osiris, and I have a shrine to Ra, haven't I? And the soldiers are really not happy. Oh no, I've got no shrine of Ra. Interesting. Oh yeah, let's build a shrine. Yeah, let's dedicate it to Ra. So these guys really not happy. Cyrus. Enemy found. Hostile raiders have been traced to this site. Some more. Oh yeah, another one. Yeah, I'm guessing I'll have to take the fort and then deal with the small army. And I'm guessing, yeah, they're very unhappy with me, the soldiers. Yeah, they're leaving. They're becoming vagrants. They're just just leaving their tents and just sitting in other tents. Okay, I'm guessing I'll have to wait and for this to happen again. And weird thing is that they're not getting distributed food. Or maybe they're just like... It looks like... I don't know what's happening here. Is the baker working? Yes, it is. Yes, he is. Yeah, okay. It should be alright with food. So, yeah, serious injury went untreated. Healthcare complaints. Yeah, we've got some healthcare complaints. And these guys really need some healthcare. You know what? I'll build another hospital because these soldiers, they shows the types of injuries, so they get injured because they're soldiers. They're training and get into all sorts of trouble there. So let's get you a hospital. Okay, are the bricklayers even working? Crap loads of bricks, yeah? Okay, something is wrong. And I don't know what it is, because... What's he waiting for? They're not doing anything. Transporting... He's not transporting any bricks. Come on, dude. And the other one... they just, you know what? Let me just try and try to reload. Maybe it looks like a glitch. Okay, let's try it. And let's load it. Alright, Evil Toaster, you have written something. I've never heard of this game and probably would never had played it either. Thanks for playing it. You're welcome. Once again, I'm a fan of the series, of games, and I was aware of this game. And actually, like a few years ago, I bought it like super cheap on Steam. And I knew, okay, this is kind of a sequel to Pharaoh. I expected it to be like Pharaoh-like, because I was very familiar with Pharaoh, and I tried it, and I immediately realized it's like I don't know anything about this, and so and it's just languished in my Steam collection. But then I started doing this Pharaoh thing, this video about Pharaoh, and I knew that I would do some sort of an overview of the entire series, and I would have to play this game because I need to figure out what it is. and it has a lot of merit to it, as you can see. Never get discouraged with your content or you're doing great work. Thank you, Evil Toaster, and I really appreciate it. It's like, sometimes it's frustrating, but sometimes it's I'm growing. That's good enough, and well, like letting me know that I'm doing something decent is also great. It's always great to hear that. Even though I'm kind of behind on my deadlines for the last cracking video. It's coming tomorrow. I'm already saying that for the third time in a row. That, like, things come up, and by the way, this guy's glitching. Okay, I'm gonna kill them. And so it is coming tomorrow. I've done all of the annoying stuff, and tomorrow it's largely gonna be like more of mechanical stuff. And it's like I would have done it today, but it's too late already. So like I'm not gonna. So it'll have to wait until tomorrow, especially since I don't have any work to plan for tomorrow. So I've got effectively a free day, so I'll be able to dedicate it to the cracking video, and finally be done with the DLC, with the Barbarossa DLC for Unity of Command 2, which is is brilliant. And if you don't know, by the way, Evil Toaster, if you don't know, I don't know if you play Unity of Command 2, but I have this parallel channel called Slotherboom, my couch buttock, where I put stuff like low effort stuff, where I just like do quick videos and not do anything serious. And so I effectively right now every day I publish a video, a playthrough of a mission of Unity of Command 2, because it's so easy, because Unity of Command 2 has a really nice, really functional mission replay function. It's extremely useful, and it means that I can very, very quickly squeeze out those missions. Like it takes me. It doesn't take me a long time to make a video every day. So, and sometimes a couple of times I actually did a bunch of them in advance. They're already halfway through. There are 24 missions in the DLC. Evil Toaster. Okay, I'm gonna switch to another window. Look up. Look up Slotherboom on YouTube, you'll find me. Essentially, it's like replays of Unity of Command 2. It's replays of Unity of Command 2, and I just do commentary. It's unprepared commentary, pretty much the same thing as what I do now, but like I'm not playing, I'm just looking at it and talking about things. So go ahead and try it. So it's low effort. I really don't want to publish any low effort stuff on my main Hexabu channel, even though I'm kind of doing these streams ironically. But like there are other reasons to do that, and these streams I'm not gonna keep them for forever. I really don't want to kind of clutter the main channel with kind of this low effort stuff. Alright, so yeah, I'll wait a little tiny bit for the spearmen to get trained. Okay, thank you, Evil Toaster. And I hope you enjoy it and maybe find some of those things useful, because like this is like all of those missions are done on hard, and this is kind of the difficulty level that the developers say you shouldn't play on, and maybe many players shouldn't. Right, so it's pretty tough, but it's not impossible or crazy. So even though I think there's going to be a stream maybe even this week, I'll see how it goes. So if you don't know, so in Barracks DLC, so the last mission is Gates of Moscow. So essentially the last, like pretty much you're trying to encircle Moscow. You're not even trying to capture it. You're encircling Moscow, and it's not super oh, what the they've recovered. So what the hell is Spider-Man supposed to do here? And I need 2 army commanders. Oh my god. They're kind of plopping. Okay, I'm guessing I will not be able to end it, because I'm not going to play for, like, I'm kind of getting tired right now, and I've planned it to be 3 hours max. So I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to actually finish this in 3 hours. They need another commander. This is crazy. Crazy. Okay, at least they've built the temple. So, so the last mission is the Gates of Moscow is trying to encircle it, and it's pretty difficult. It's not super difficult. I haven't yet cracked it completely on hard. I know what to do, but since I last tried it, I haven't yet figured out all of the details. There are a couple of things that I need to improve. But the scenario designer, and I'm happy to say that actually these videos are seen by people who actually make Unity of Command 2. And the scenario designer told me that I should try that Gates of Moscow as a single scenario, as not as a part of the campaign, as a single scenario, because it's supposedly very difficult on hard, and so that the arrangement of the troops in the single mission is not very favorable. So I wonder how it's gonna be. And I think I will do a stream of that, just to see how painful and to show how painful it is, potentially, without even checking it out. Like I'll try to get into it and see how it goes. So you can expect a stream of Unity of Command 2 maybe this week. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how much time I have to do this, because one of the reasons I'm doing these streams, I've done the stream of almost done the stream of Children of the Nile. I will do other streams of other city building games, because this is effectively footage. This is effectively footage I can use for my video. So I will do that, and this is a way just for me to also save time. Okay, many a true nerd. Actually, I haven't. I'll check him out. So Evil Sister says motivation is key. Your quality is great. Thank you. As long as you have fun with it. Largely, I have fun doing it. Like with bigger projects, sometimes it just they get too big, and you just like, come on, let's be done with it. That was certainly with Pharaoh. It was a fun project. It was fun to do everything, but it was so big you need to, like, I knew I needed to take a break at some point from Pharaoh or whatever. Okay, by the way, I need another commander. How is this building? And so, yeah, so I've never heard about of many a true nerd, so I actually might check him out. I'm assuming it's like a gaming channel, because actually I'm not a huge gaming YouTube watcher, let's put it this way. I've got a couple of channels that I've watched since forever, like Accursed Farms, Ross Scott's of the Freeman's Mind fame. Even though I enjoy his Ross's Game Dungeon series much more, I think like Freeman's Mind, he does it because it's popular and not because he really likes it anymore. Because you can feel it, actually. But Ross's Game Dungeon is brilliant, and it brings up weird games, and it's really interesting. Yeah, but otherwise, I don't watch a lot of gaming stuff. Maybe I should, just to see, well, not to say competition, just to see what other people do, and I maybe kind of imitate, integrate, innovate, as they say. Okay, the buildings, I don't know what's happening, but it's very, very slow in terms of construction. But actually, speaking of motivation, the fact that, like, I'm producing videos and everything, actually, if you don't know, so on that Sloth Brute channel, my second channel, so I do these low-effort videos. I'm trying to do these commentary videos for Unity of Command missions, played on hard. And so, because my plan is to actually squeeze one mission every day until there are no more missions left, right? And I actually will do it. I have done 12 out of 24, so yeah, I'm like halfway done. And so it's not difficult, but it's actually, interestingly, it's I kind of like it kind of trains you. It kind of trains you, this approach when you do one video every day. It kind of maybe not disciplines you in a sense, but gets you used to actually producing something all the time. And it's also practice for commenting stuff, Because, okay, I've got this video of a mission which I more or less know or remember how to play, and I need to talk about it. I don't know if anybody's going to listen to it, but it's not difficult to do it, right? And so it's practice. It's practice. And I think I'm getting better with that. Okay, Fallout YouTuber. Fallout as in older Fallouts or newer Fallouts? I.e. Fallouts that I know or Fallouts that I don't.
Pharaoh's spirit is
Oh.
close to Osiris.
Pharaoh Akhenaten II died tragically of a broken neck when the throne collapsed. Brilliant.
Your prestige.
Okay, can I just conquer the bloody city? Alright, can I just deal with the martyr? Certain. Yeah. No casualties. Destroy that city again. Come on, why is it like reforming? Like Terminator 2. Okay, let's hey, Pharaoh is buried here. Oh, come on, so so I've got a new Pharaoh. Has the second guy been buried in the first Mastaba as well? Okay. And as you can see, by the way, if there is a pharaoh sitting in Mastaba, the prestige of the Mastaba gives is rising. So it's not just a pile of bricks now. So it's got a deity sitting in it. So this is important. Okay. Okay. I'll wait. Really, at this point, I really want to end this. And it's already at maximum speed. But yeah, that's, I think... okay, so your Panzercool's video, cool video, brought me here, and your style of presentation was so good that I watched all of them. Well, thank you for watching all of them. I wouldn't watch all of them right now. Some of them, I mean, like, some of those videos, like, were produced, like, the videos that were produced before I got a serious audio system upgrade. I just can't watch them. I'm not, like, I don't want to kind of disparage the experience of people who enjoyed it. So, like, it's brilliant that you enjoyed it. But for myself, I know that, like, what I used, like, say a year ago, what I used to record voice is absolute garbage. I know what I used, and it, like, the quality is much lower in terms of audio. Even though, to be honest, there are, like, huge YouTubers, not just huge YouTubers because they got popular and are not producing anything of worth, but they're, like, huge YouTubers who are, like, doing great work, who, like, work like crazy, and in my opinion absolutely deserve their popularity and success. Like, the best example of what I watch is Forgotten Weapons. If you don't know who that is, just look it up. You might not be interested in firearms, but, like, it's very good content. It's not political, it's just largely historical, and it's like the guy makes a video every day, almost. And he is, like, what, 2 million subscribers and everything, but his sound is crap. It's improved, but it's, yeah. But thanks for watching, and yes, I also wonder why I also have, well, it's like even slightly less than 550 subs, but I know that, like, right now, my goal is to achieve monetization. If you want to get monetized on YouTube, you need to have, yeah, Gun Jesus, exactly. So, you know who he is. So, I absolutely admire the person, right? So, and he's brilliant, his content is excellent, but his audio quality, and actually he admitted it. He admitted it during his Q&As that he really doesn't want to get into it. He hates all of that stuff. And, yeah. Yeah, it shows. So, the audio quality, it used to be worse. So, he probably got a better camera, and it has a better mic in it. But otherwise, the quality of sound in his videos it's not horrifyingly bad, obviously, but it's very mediocre. It could have been better. But yeah, I just can't listen to my own stuff. Like from a year ago and before that, it was just made on a like 10 euro mic, which was crap, in using a setup that was crap. So like, oh, no. Right now I have something, even though like my voice processor has been playing up, but no. Okay, right. So I think this is going to be the last battle. Let's go ahead and just destroy the other city. There's no more space in it, and it's been almost exactly 3 hours. And I mean today, and speaking of monetization, so in order to get monetized, you need to meet 2 requirements on YouTube. So one is 1,000 subscribers, which I'm like slightly over halfway through, and you need to reach 4,000 hours of watch time for your. Okay, come on. Speaking of voice processor, I don't know what's happening here. So this is weird. This is weird. This is extremely weird. Huh. Alright, so speaking of crap sound. Anyway, so, and so the 4,000 hours thing is essentially you have to have had 4,000 hours of people watching your content in the last year. In the past year, essentially, like, for example, today is what, the 25th of May, so since last year's 25th of May, right? So, and there you need 4,000 hours. There are some restrictions. For example, you can't, this does not include any advertisements. If you advertise your YouTube videos, for example, actually Slytherin actually use one of my videos as advertising, for advertising. Oh, and usually high inundation. Okay, so we've got a bunch of other enemies. Oh, of course, we've got another city, and it needs a lot more troops. Of course, of course. 50 spearmen, and oh god. Okay. I think it's been 3 hours. So just to finish the topic. All right. So, and I've almost reached 4,000 hours. I've got 3,200, and I'm gonna get to 4,000 pretty easily. But getting that 1,000 subscribers is hard. It's hard, and I'm trying to look like spread into. Oh, hello, Fat Philip. Nobles are the laziest people, and they get some of the food my people make, but I really need them. Yes, indeed, for farmers. But this is very late that you're coming, Fat Philip, because I am slightly tired. It's been 3 hours streaming. And yeah, I'm trying to conquer Nubia, and like they got one city after another. Right. Oh my god, there is something else to explore. Holy crap. A fortress built upon this site would help us in our conquest of Nubia. Okay, this mission is an adventure. This is definitely not a one-session mission. So I'm guessing I'll end this. So, Fat Philip, thanks for joining. That's like a bunch of people actually have joined right as soon as I've decided to actually end this mission, and I decided that I'm tired and it's about time for me to go to sleep. Yeah, people are coming in. More people are joining in. So, anyway, I will probably end this mission on my own time. Right, so let's end this. You can expect more streams of city building games in a... Yes, absolutely, it's time for a break, and I'm kind of tired of this game. Not in general, right now, I need a break just from this game. In the nearest future, I will definitely announce it on my Twitter. There will be, obviously, I'll set it up, announce it on YouTube as well. I will do more streams of city building games. So there's gonna be... Oh, thank you, Old Toaster. I've really enjoyed your company today. And so there's gonna be... Definitely, I'm gonna do a stream of Emperor and probably Caesar 3 and 4. So you can expect more streams in the coming weeks. I'll see what exactly I will do. I'll probably play a bunch of these games without streaming, because obviously it's easier. and because you can expect in the coming weeks for a listicle about city building games to come out, because like there are a bunch of them and they're not the same. Especially if you look at Children of the Nile, it's such unique, interesting, and special games, even though there are some flaws to it. So there's something to talk about. There's something to talk about, especially if you compare Pharaoh and Children of the Nile. Anyway, I think I've talked enough. 3 hours has been long enough, and I really need to go to sleep, and so that I get up tomorrow early and actually finish the bloody cracking video for Unity of Command. Alright, thank you everybody for listening, for joining in the chats, and actually checking this checking this game out with me. And I'm guessing I'll see you later.